Welcome to the SAMRO Overseas Scholarships for Instrumentalists. It's my 10th year being part of this, and I must say every year we get a little bit more nervous because the competition gets so much more stiffer. It's a 4-year cycle, so it goes over singers, which was last year, instrumentalists, keyboards, and composition. So I thought it's fitting this year to talk a little bit about the power of 4. And when we talk about the power of 4, there are many things that comes to mind. So of course, it's the 4-year cycle, and it's the 4 finalists that's performing tonight. But there's also another power of 4. And sometimes the 4th power is referred to, it's the 4th estate. It's the societal or the political force or institution whose influence is not consistently or officially recognized. The 4th estate most commonly refers to the news media, especially print journalism or the press. For us at SAMRO and the SAMRO Foundation, the arts, including music, is integral to the 4th estate. The arts and the way it communicates to society, the way it communicates the current, the future, and the past, that is how the 4th estate functions. So we pay tribute to the power of 4 and to the 4th estate. In 2011, we also paid tribute to who we are as a country and as an organization. That's why we chose Thabo Mbeki's I Am an African, because SAMRO and the SAMRO Foundation is an African organization. It was a wonderful year. Last year, we listened to Professor Njabulo Ndebele, and he spoke wonderfully about the importance of the arts to our national development. And many people have read the National Development Plan, but the summary of the National Development Plan is what he and Ankie Krog wrote, which is the poem, the lead up to the plan. So the art speaks in ways that others can't, that language sometimes can't. Professor Ndebele also spoke about choir and choral music as a metaphor for where we are as a country. You know, sometimes we sing, sometimes we dance, sometimes we're turning to the left, sometimes we're turning to the right. And I think in this past month or two with the elections, we saw a whole lot of arts happening in politics. Some of it was very, very colorful, but we don't want them to steal our thunder. So last year, before I introduced Professor Ndebele, I introduced him by talking about 4 women. 4 women who were leaders in the arts, who have now passed. Rita Silja, Fieldband Foundation, Leslie Perkins, a fantastic person who pushed the boundaries when it came to public art. Doran and Teta, who pushed heritage. And our very own Princess Magogo, who is the symbol for music and indigenous music and has become a symbol for the SAMRO Foundation. So you'll see her all over. And we think about ambassadors and people that talk politics, but there's someone that stands out totally when it comes to someone being able to talk to politicians and talk to the arts, and that's Mama Miriam Makeba. And I think her music is the soundtrack to many of our lives. One of the things she said is that girls are the future mothers of our society, and it's important that we focus on their well-being. That's very important in this Women's Month. I'd also like to pay tribute to 4 current women warriors of the arts: Sibongile Khumalo, Siya Makuzeni, Abigail Kubeka, and Spandla Lose. I went to the Orbit a week ago, and these 4 women on stage were paying tribute to Miriam Makeba and the Skylarks. And they conjured up what some would refer to as the ancient African feminine. They were able to speak to us that I really felt like I was in church. And I hope you get that similar feeling today. Last year also, there was a very, very special song. Our competition takes place the semi-finals on a Thursday. And last year, on that Thursday, Zoe Modiga sang a very, very important song by Nina Simone, also for women. She'll be rendering that song again later as part of the entertainment during the adjudication process. And as it's Women's Month, as she does that performance, I'd like you to think about the women in your life, your mother, your sister, and the ladies that are close to you. And think about the embodiment of 4 women. And Zoe will communicate to you amazingly. So when Nina Simone wrote the song, I read what she wrote when she expressed what the song means. And I thought it's quite appropriate for Women's Month. So in her words, I wrote the song for women, which went into these feelings a little. The women in the song are black, but their skin tones range from light to dark, and their ideas of beauty and their own importance are deeply influenced by that. All the song did was to tell what entered the minds of most black women in America, and that could be in South Africa as well, when they thought about themselves, their complexions, their hair, straight, kinky, natural, which, and what other women thought of them. Black women didn't know what the hell they wanted because they were defined by things they didn't control. And until they had the confidence to define themselves, they'd be stuck in the same mess forever. That was the point of the song. When 4 Women was released in 1966, some black radio stations banned DJs from playing it because they said it insulted black women. It didn't. The banning, it was a stupid thing to do. But I wasn't surprised. The song told the truth that many people in the USA, even South Africa today, especially black men, simply weren't ready to acknowledge that time. And now I want to turn my attention to paying tribute to 4 more brave women in contemporary times. These 4 women, with 4 pieces of paper, managed to upstage the president. It was a powerful piece of performance art. Some might not agree with their message, but you can't disagree with what a fantastic piece of performance art that was. They put #Remember Kwezi back into the public realm. And that's what the arts does. It allows us to communicate. It allows us to think. But let's return back to the power of 4. And the power of 4 tonight has very particular special relevance for 4 individual contestants. Where words fail, music speaks. And we hope that our 4 superheroes, our 4 fantastic people, will be able to speak to you guys tonight. I'm not telling you which candidate is which superhero. I will leave that up to your imagination. And on that superhero note, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.